Uh, yo, yes, back again. Motown Philly back again. Coffee break with JN's back again with a little East Coast swing. Boys of Men, or JN and Boys of Men going off. I'm out of practice, you guys. Not too hard, not too soft. Well, hello, guys. Well, hello. Well, hello. Let's get those hellos up, y'all. I missed you. I missed you, as Stone Cold Steve Conley says. I miss us. I miss us. Hello. Let's see who's in the chat. Yeah, what up, Angel? Good to see you, my man. Hey, Jerry Kraft. You know my man, Jerry Kraft. We'll get to that later. He ain't going nowhere. Yes, group has begun. I gotta keep y'all in suspense for a minute. I just can't start the show cold. Like we gotta ease into it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta ease into it, right? If it was 9 o'clock and it just came on, you'd be like, "I'm not ready though. I'm not ready." You gotta warm up. You need that woo woo beforehand. This is, you should be up already fixing breakfast. That's your alarm clock. That's that woo woo. Let's see who's in the chat. Yo, I see Cam, caffeine to good standing. Hello, good evening. And you know about our caffeines. You know who they are. Friends and regulars, not decaf. Of Coffee Break with JN. Well, hello, Cam Hayden. Good to see you. Who else is checking in? Check in, roll call, check, check. See Paul Pate. What up, Paul Pate? Paul Pate's not even here. Paul Pate took a walk. We'll catch up with him later. Paul Pate. I see Notorious. What up, JRD? I call Shogun. They see me strolling. They hating. That's right. Yeah, I see. What's up, Big Bill O'Donnell? What up, Bill? Good to see you. I see Matt Warzingo of the infamous Waringo Dynasty. What's up, Matt? Is Sue's far behind? Because if Sue's ain't here, we ain't Sue's posing. You know how this works. Yo, Billy Bob, what up, Billy Bob? Good to see you, Billy Bob. Hello to everyone. Well, hello. Did you guys know? Hold on, I'm just gonna make myself a little reminder. I found this out earlier this week. I'm just gonna make myself a little reminder, and I'll get to it. Yo, I see America's Tom Zoller. Hello, Tom Zoller. Proud to be an American. Tom Zoller, hello. How are you? Wrong entrance. Well, hello. Let's see who else showed up. I see a lot of people talking the same stuff. Yo, IT, what up, sir? Good to see you. Town business, I like it. Francis, what's goody? What's Gucci? Tell him, Shogun. Coffee break isn't something you just turn off and on, like I used to say back at my old day job. Because you know what, I had a special job. I had a special set of skills, and with that, and I'm not telling tales out of school. Like I was kind of like the person doing all the stuff at the thing that I was doing, and I kind of had a Gandalf rule. And if you opened up my hutch over my desk, uh, taped inside the door was the Gandalf creed. JN is never early, nor is he late. He arrives precisely when he means to. And that's real. Like I'm here, I'll be here. So I'm here. So there's nothing else to say. JRD says you need to fade in with a cha-chon, like classic TV to match up with the pencil to pencil cake. I need a soundboard, is what I need. Y'all don't want that. It's over. That's right, Bill. Tell her that whistle go woo woo, woo woo. Oh, I gotta do the thing. Oh, Rapture. The rapture has happened. Suze is in the building. Suze has entered the chat. Ka-chunk. Hello. Look at that. Look at the love. Look at the love. I love this. Because you guys, I haven't been on here in a minute. I think I missed, we do this fortnightly thing and I missed my fortnight. So I might be a little off schedule. I think I am. Because the way I have this set up is that on Patreon, it ain't hard to tell, or IAHTT, or Bodega Voltron. We go by many names. My podcast I do with my homie Mike Hawthorne. Yes, that Mike Hawthorne, your favorite Deadpool artist, Mike Hawthorne, who's currently drawing stuff that is not Deadpool. Um, we do a drop every other week, and we just did a drop. And here I am again doing coffee break, so that means that I'm off schedule. Yeah, see, Duke knows. I was confused. Coffee break was done because it was right. So rather than miss a month of coffee break, I'm just like, let's just do it. You know what I mean? That's right. Tell them the dig of Voltron will form and will save the Earth. That's ERF, like Will Smith said in Independence Day. Welcome to Earth. I love it. Tell him, Angel. Sue says, "Look at JM, look at Fly, ready for the Olympics." You know. Yeah, this is my it just kind of happened that way. I'm wearing my King Babar track jacket, rocking the Fila. For you old school cats, you remember the Fila dance. FIL. There was a point in time in the early '80s where there were a lot of dances that were just named after stuff, like the Pee Wee Herman, like the Lotto dance, and Lottos were a pair of a brand of tennis shoes. I think all this stuff was like tennis. This is all like very tennis. All this feel stuff was very tennis. There was a lot of people in the hood playing tennis at that moment, but Lotto, I remember, were sneakers that the kind of like the patch, like say like the Nike swoosh, almost look like the Daredevil D's, or like two like squares that were like this, and you could take the patch off and put a different color on it. Yo, yo, what up, Chris Lopez? You in tracksuits? What up, yo? Bonjour, mon ami. My man Christoph, a resident European, says yes. Lotto was tennis. We were just stealing a lot of stuff in the city. Anything that just looked different, like Sergio Tacchini tracksuits, Lotto. Uh, did I say Lecoq Sportif? All of that stuff. You get it. The part. Oh, Duke, what up, Duke? I saw you, but I didn't see you. Well, hello, Duke. Yo, Joe. Good to see you, my friend. Looks like we got a nice attendance tonight. Good to see you, Chris Lopez. It's good seeing you. You were on Pencil last night, weren't you? Um, I think you were. Your icon looks different. Um, but yeah, so this is my King Babar tennis. You see the king over there serving y'all up, and we all know because I live in the '80s. Um, I I've always enjoyed a nice track jacket. Part of my old comic book exhibitor loadout was I had a blue track jacket, and I always just kind of like on my hip hop stuff. I'd always, if I had it up, I had it zipped, zip up to the whole neck, full neck, because at any moment I might have to bust out a crispy windmill. Be prepared. Um, yes. And I had to like give that old track jacket a Viking funeral. It just like melted, and I wrapped it up and placed it on a funeral pyre, and I gently cast it into the Schuylkill River. We shot flaming arrows into it, and it died a Viking's death. Um, and I've been into Hawaii shirts this summer. That's been a little bit of my new Kenny Bunkport gun Kenny Bunkport steez. Yes, I do remember Pony. They made sneakers I really liked. I had one pair of chairs in sixth and seventh grade. Pony was interesting because I remember Pony were they had Love in the Streets, but I remember that was kind of like a boxing shoe. A lot of boxers wore Pony, and Pony was legit in the city. Um, but it at some point it really turned into the Adidas show, and it never really left. And Nike was kind of like whatever, but people used to really rock hard, especially during the early b-boy times. People rock heavy with. Um, I'm trying to think, like right before Run DMC started doing the Adidas stuff. I think it was Pumas, Pony, and I almost don't want to say it was Adidas. That's really what it was. And then once the shell toes came out, it was a wrap. But having like some suede Pumas, so crispy. Chris says, I lived in the 80s and now the 80s live with me. Susan's waiting for velour leisure suits to come back in. Billy Bob says, I ain't thought about Babar for years. Yo, I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if I could do this. You can see the bat. I'm gonna mess this up. I don't know if you can see it. Babar tennis. Jerry Kraft, the Jamar Boogaloo members only jacket, yes. And the Nike Vandals, you get it. Oh, that's right. The Iceman wore Pony. And also, you might have forgotten that was also this is like the late 70s. It was the era of the poster. Like every superstar athlete had a poster. Like I remember the Iceman poster. It was in a sneaker joint where he's like holding two holding two balls paws, and he's like surrounded by giant blocks of ice. So good. And bees, okay, Swiss, yo, British Knights, yo. Au revoir, bye. Cam says, I once ended up in a spa hanging out with Reverend Run for about an hour. How'd that work out for you? It's funny, like DMC gets a lot of love, especially in the comic book world, but nobody really talked about Reverend Run like that. Yo, that's what's up. Yo, maybe we'll start there. As we have officially christened the Gen X hour, but we're gonna, even though we're Gen Xers for the most of us, we're gonna ride into the '90s a little bit tonight, guys. I have a topic. Um, but yeah, let's do this before we get into our first thing. I've always heard he was a nice guy. I think there was something very humble about that era of rappers. They're just happy to be there, right? Happy to have people love their stuff. Is name a couple of the posters you had in your childhood bedroom, and they're probably right on the edge of poor taste. I think especially for the guys, because that's when we started like going to Spencer's Gifts and going through the poster rack and getting real kind of like spicy posters, like with teased haired, oily uh, women in bikinis. Like I remember one. I didn't have this one, but it was like a female construction crew. They didn't really have the physiques of construction workers, but they were just models in these like flossy bikinis, and they were like, so yeah. There's a lot of Karen White posters. You Paul Pate is I just thought about that scene from National Lampoon's Vacation. How do you use a magazine? That's funny. So tell us what you have in your room. Yeah, Bill. DMC's a good dude. Yo, pause. Uh, Matt says I also had the Heather Thomas poster. Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Yes, I have a. I think I showed you guys this. I have a. I got it from one of the comic book conventions. I have a Wonder Woman poster where it's real. It's like really tall, and I don't know where the scene is, but she's like standing like off to the side of a bank on a city street. And the thing that kills me about the poster is they cut the feet off. Like it just kind of stops right at her ankles and it messes me up. Uh, I'll let you guys go and then I'll go. JRD says I had the 1981 Clemson National Champs poster in Empire Strikes Back. Did you have that? Like I forget whoever. I'm sure all you Star Wars nerds will tell me. Who did you know the that classic Empire Strikes Back movie one sheet where it's all kind of like drippy watercolor gouache. I don't think it's Drew Struzan, but you guys tell me. TZ had a John Burns Alpha Flight poster, a cast photo of the next generation. That was far less interesting. Rich Marseille, what up, Rich? Good to see you. Susan Anton, nice. Chris, did you have the classic Farrah Fawcett red swimsuit poster? Christoph says no spicy posters in his room, but he had Joan Jett. I love it. Philly Pop and lots of Heather Thomas in the chat. A lot of TJ Hooker fans up in here. Jerry Kraft is riffing on Paul Pate from last night on the Jim Keefe interview, where Paul had asked Jim Keefe if he got into a horrible accident and had his arms chopped off. Oh, we got a lot of mileage out of that one. That might be for the best that we can't do that. Was that Boris? Is that what I'm thinking of? Paul Pate had a poster of the Ten Commandments. That's what's up. Shogun said, pretty sure all I had were car posters. That's interesting. Rich said, I had a poster of the cast of Animal House flipping the bird. That's really great. Yeah, that was just a thing. Like, I don't really know how kids decorate their rooms anymore, but a lot of space was allotted to posters. Matt said, I had a bootleg of the Farrah Fawcett poster that was in an issue of the Enquirer, all blurry and faded. That's funny. And that's like kind of right at of the beginning of the MTV era. Because I just saw something. I think it may be today, you guys, speaking of the Gen X hour, and my fact checkers can check. I think August 1, 1984 is the first air date of MTV music television. I think. I saw that today. Chris Lopez said I had a Prince poster after Purple Rain until my dad ripped it down. Oh man. That's such a good movie. And if you watch Purple Rain now, it feels like it doesn't even live in time. It's still what do they say when movies still work? It still works, right? Yes, thank you. Roger Castell drew the Empire Strikes Back. Going with the win poster, yes. Angel says, my daughter has a couple of Bob Marley posters. That's really cool. TZ, 81. All right, I was close. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, fact checkers. Shout out to my fact checkers. Sue says, when did posters go away? That's a good question. I mean, I think they exist, but not as they're not as popular as they once were. You know what? Posters didn't go away because college kids still like posters. And from working at the colleges all my adult life, one of my the worst the worst parts of my semester was move-in. So I used to work in res life. So I was responsible for, all that kind of getting ready for all of these students to move into to campus. And at one point in one of my jobs, I was in charge of housing. Like I was the dude that had the master list of the keys for all the dormitory rooms, and just and this is old school. We had in my office, there was the key box, which you opened up like this. I think it had two locks. You open it like this, and then you open it like this. And then there were doors inside it that you opened up like this. And it was just full of keys. And I got a work study whose job was just to put the keys back. But during that little stretch of time, the rug guy shows up on campus, the poster guys show up on campus, and it's always a flood of people. And also, when we were in school, they had predatory credit card lenders on campus. But I think there was a bill or something that got passed in the late '90s where they wouldn't allow credit card people on campus, but you could open a bank account. Yes, Duke said I had a rotation of video game posters and comic book art. Yeah, I did. At one point, I had all my comic, well, not all of them. I started collecting comics really late, and I was really into GI Joe. Surprise! And I had bag and boarded GI Joe and Web of Spider Man books, and there was a time where I kind of put them all on my wall. Jared D says posters went away with the demise of video rental. They aren't printed in the same numbers anymore. They're still here, but now you have to buy the boutique resellers. Okay. Oh wow, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Uh, Val Val Delandro, how are you, Val? I haven't seen you in a minute. Yo, sip of coffee for Val. Hold on, let me get this. Valentine, how'd you wind up on this channel tonight? Good to see you. Sip of coffee for one of my favorite comic illustrators, Val Delandro. How are you, my friend? I was so surprised to see you here. I forgot what you said. I already lost it. Where'd it go? Wow, you guys are ripping through the chat, guys. I don't even know where I'm at anymore. Posters, DMC, Heather Thomas, Ten Commandments. All right, hold on, we'll get there. Jared D says Kidlit has art on the wall, including Hawthorne, me, Costley, Jamie Costley, and Alex Ross. You're in good company, yes. Al says the Art Adams Wolverine, also the Frank Miller Wolverine versus Ninjas. I had I had a couple of Marvel posters. And I can't remember who did anything, but I remember I had an X-Men poster, and it kind of looked watercolory. All I remember is that Terry Austin inked it, and it's a very '80s X-Men team. I think it's Colossus and Wolverine and Dazzler, maybe. No, Shadowcat. Yeah, I think Shadowcat is like phasing through Colossus's arm, and they're all like about to punch a Sentinel face. I think that's what it is. You guys know. And I also had that really big Hulk face. And I thought Joe Jusko did that, but he didn't. Like, it almost looks like it's real. and it's just like his face and there's a fist. You guys can tell me what that was. Angel says when they started doing digital frames, easier to change what they wanted. Yeah, I remember that. Billy Bob says lots of posters in Walmarts and Five Below. Now, I think in movie posters, I think is an kind of like a different vibe. And when I worked at the video store, of course, I had to cop those posters. And there was a point where we started taking standees. I'm sure some of you guys have cardboard standees in your dorm rooms or something like that. And I had in one of our really crappy apartments, there was like a giant hole in the kitchen wall, and I had remember that movie Bad Girls from the '90s? It was like Young Guns, but with women, like uh, Drew Barrymore and Mary Steenburgen. I can't remember. It was just like a bunch of women with pistols in it, and that was covering up a hole in the kitchen wall. That's right. Matt says having a poster of a half naked woman on your wall hits different now. Yo, it really does. Um, Val says still have my 4 foot Jordan Wings poster. That's what's up. I still have a bunch of posters in. Like I don't have a lot of space in my studio. Like you can see, like my comedy wall in the back. I haven't figured out how to put stuff on it, and I really don't want to mess with it. So even like I have my Kazoo's amulet poster back there, and my buddy Carlos and I. And there's a couple of things back there, but they're just kind of like leaning on the table. Um, but I have a lot of you know that I have my old kind of retired exhibition banners hanging around, and I have my Mad Villain poster over here, and once in a while I'll swap them out. Billy Bob says a lot of my art mutuals still also sell posters of their art online or at cons too. That's what's up. So thank you, man. Come around more often. Uh, let's see. Rich says, I still have my Marvel Heroes poster you got when you joined Foom, drawn by Steranko. That's what's up. All right, I got to do it. And I'm tired, so we're gonna make this work. You know my man Jerry Kraft. Yes, that Jerry Kraft. Newbery Medal award-winning Jerry Kraft. Coretta Scott King Jerry Kraft. Kirkus Award Jerry Kraft. Bam Books Jerry Kraft. First base Jerry Kraft. Second base Jerry Kraft. Shortstop Jerry Kraft. Yes, that is my good buddy Jerry Kraft. I adore Jerry Kraft so much. I gotta put this up here because guess what? People don't believe that I know Jerry Kraft. Isn't that where? Don't we live in a wild? It's wild stuff. We live in a wild world. And even to that, this is like Jerry Kraft. Remember, I had Jerry Kraft Appreciation Day a couple months ago, representing my old school. It's dirty. Mama's Boys mug. Come on, bro. You kidding? What up, Jerry? Much love. Joe Jim Hahn, what up? Jay Money keeping it sunny. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Yo, see, not only am I handsome, I'm also a man of many talents. Jim Lujan has animated me this week. I can't believe it. Good to see you, my man. Oh, Rich says Bob Larkin painted that Hulk poster. I have it framed to hang in my store. You know what I'm talking about. And uh, man, am I getting dumber by the second? I can't even remember. What's the name of the thing I just said with the poster with the women cowgirls on it? Yep, Barrymore, Steenburgen, and Madeline Stowe. Yes. And Jerry also said I used to have to build those standees at Suncoast. Brought a bunch home and converted them to 3D wall art. That's what's up. Oh, the Bruce Lee poster. That's what's up. Good to see all you guys in here. Val also says Art Adams Outback era X-Men. Ooh, that's with Gateway and Longshot and Dazzler, and that was before Ninja Psylocke, right? That was Butterfly Head Psylocke and Havoc and Colossus and Wolverine. Wasn't Forge there too? Oh man, that was so good. But the Reavers, that was that. I'm a big Silvestri era X-Men guy. All right, let's keep this moving. More comments. Yes. So I don't know how this happened. We're running out of time. Oh man, we're not gonna get through it. Bill O'Donnell says, "Okay, how many of us worked at video stores?" I will raise my hand proudly and say, my second job was at a video store, West Coast Video, in 2 locations. And I always talk about being a Philadelphian in good standing, right? Also, Philadelphia is filthy with well, it's filthy with celebrities and famous people. To do a little name drop, because I'm always name dropping anyway. When I worked at West Coast Video, a very young Seth Green used to come into the store all the time and bug the employees. And I could say on more than one occasion, I said, "Go home, Seth." I remember that saying. I remember saying that more than once. Paul Pate says, "Jamar, you managed to chat like you're conducting an orchestra. Well done. Thank you. My undiagnosed ADHD wins again. Thank you." Duke says, "Not exactly a video store, but I did work at a Circuit City briefly." That's what's up. Matt says, "I worked at your video place for a summer. Best job ever." You worked at my video place? I saw pictures of this, Jerry. Love the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Saw it at 4D. That's where like things move and like somebody takes a straw with soda and like spits it at you. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's fun. And then somebody was like pissing in the cornflakes. Was like, "It sucked." Um, but yeah, I actually had something I wanted to talk about here tonight, and we're running out of time because we just riffed a lot. But first, I wanted to say some people in the chat were doing like little salute emojis, and my assistant Sandra, who some of you have heard about over the years, when I text her sometimes and I'm like, "Hey, listen, can you take care of that?" And she'll put this. Hold on. She would put this in the as a response to the text. I'm like, what is that? Like I've never asked, but I'm like, what is this? I just found that it's a salute. That's a salute, almost like in T9 language, like the flipping table macro. Isn't that interesting? So he's that's right, Commander. No, I've never ridden a horse, and I am never going to. That's so funny. It's also right. Oh, Billy Bob, you've never seen that before. I know it's crazy. So anyway, you just put that one in your pocket. So I just say like '07. I think that's like salute. All right, guys, I want to get to this real quick before we run out of time. Is I'm going to share the screen real quick. So we live us Gen Xers. There you go, Val. Us Gen Xers, we kind of live. Oh, see, Shogun knows stuff. Oh, that's an elite, huh? An elite. Jared D says, well, I guess it could, I mean, that's what I put. I've seen it both. I've seen a zero or a O or a uppercase O. I don't know. Um, you see that us Gen Xers, we kind of come from that era of the past. You know about host taste? But also, we didn't stop existing in after the '80s. We still here. We outside, y'all. And in the '90s, things got weird, right? We come from a place. I think I was talking to like some young young nieces, and I was trying to explain what an 8-track player was, and I was just making myself laugh because it seems so alien. But we went through all the formats of media. We did 8 tracks. Well, we did reel to reels. Like my uncle had a reel to reels, 8 tracks, laser discs, cassettes. I jumped ahead with laser discs, cassettes, CDs. I heard you like CDs. That's right. Everybody loves oat cake. And then in the 90s, when home computing's, oh geez, 78, you could kill somebody with a 78. Yes, mini discs. Didn't we talk about mini disc players? I love mini discs. But then in the 90s, that's when, home computing really jumped off. And it still took a while before people had computers. Like, say, if you had a desktop computer in your house, it was probably in a living room where everybody could see what you were doing. And then, this is even before laptops, for real. So I want to start here. Yo, what a sweet setup. That's probably like a what, like a 486? Um, Duke says, I saw a meme today that said Gen Xers are the only gen that were 30 years old when they turned 10, and now that they're 50, they're still 30. Yo, that's that is so what's up. It's true. Even like, we dress like we're going to an office job. That was a fashion. If you see those dancing, like high school, dancing on air videos and all the girls in their big hair that have shoulder pads or like giant cardigans and little boots, you like you're about to go work at a bank. Yes. So look at the sweet setup. That's just kind of, not everybody had this, but you were doing something. But then I want to talk about the day the music died. I've been seeing a lot of these memes lately, right? Billy Bob's like, "This is making me miss the gather around the computer. Hey, look, I got this new game, you guys. It's called Leisure Suit Larry." I was going to start this off by talking about how if you have a computer, there's probably not a CD drive in it anymore. And they tried to tell you you didn't need that anymore when, like, what was it, the Apple Airs and all that kind of stuff. For a slimmer profile, you don't even need who needs CDs? I heard you like CDs. But right before all of that, um, LimeWire happened and Napster happened, and this is before iTunes kind of showed up and just monetized um, rogue single songs on the internet. People were going nuts. Piracy was real heavy in the 80s and the 90s. I love it. Shogun says, still can't believe Dell made a commercial about burning CDs. I still have a couple of spindles of CDs. It's like I didn't take everything and just throw it in the garbage. It's still laying around somewhere. And especially for us creatives who kept digital files on CDs, because that was the best way to store stuff. Tell him, Matt, I still have an external CD burner on my Mac. Right? And it's just, again, like some of us just need to keep this stuff. Like this was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I'm like, do I need to go find a iOmega zip drive just so I can see what's on these things? Christoph says, my PC ID custom build, thanks to my friends, my son Milo. Shout out to Milo. I brought a giant tower case and it has a CD drive. Yes. So, but I wanted to talk about digitally downloading viruses, trying to get songs off of LimeWire and Napster. And then even maybe to a degree a little later, BitTorrenting. right? Yeah, man, I love it. You got the CD book. I knew what you meant. I can't even keep up. Oh, the bag of random cables. Everybody has a backpack full of random cables. You can't throw any of them out because you never know. You best believe. So, so what I want to ask you guys is one, did any of you guys ever download a virus onto your computers, downloading songs? And two, who uh, used to make mixed CDs? And I remember talking to some like a young person a while ago. It's like, see, when you would make mix tapes for somebody, that was a really special thing on a cassette player. But then when you made CD mixes, it didn't mean the same. I think the culture changed a little bit with that. So I wanted to talk about that for a second. And I saw this. This is funny. You know what I mean? So let's discuss. Uh, so we're just going to keep it clean. I'm going to talk about download songs, not anything else. Um, yeah, I think that's really funny. um, TZ says, I made a couple of CD mixes for a girlfriend when she was going on a road trip once. And I'm sure you're kind of like, what did you think? What did you think of track six? Yeah, I think Spotify doesn't hit the same. Yeah, Billy Bob agrees. The modern equivalent is making a Spotify playlist for someone, but I don't think it has the same effect. No, it's not the same. Oh, Bill, I forgot about Kazaa. So much pirated music. And then when iTunes showed up, and it's like people were like, "Oh, okay, I can pay 99 cents for a song." But once the Spotify era happened, it's like, and I also remember like when Pandora came out, I was all about it. But then I was like, but I really want to hear the whole thing, not stuff that sounds like the thing. Yeah. Yeah. Jim says, if you would have told me when I was 15 that one day all music would be free, I'd say, get out of my room. How'd you get in here? Duke says, nah, I never got a virus from music stuff. I got one from, I think it was a piece of software, but my virus scanner quarantined it before it caused any damage. Wow. Christoph says, a friend makes playlists from his gigantic collection of vinyl records and CDs and puts them on YouTube. That sounds cool. Yo, E, what up, E? E, good to see you. E says, didn't do the Nasher thing, but I made plenty of mixes. Uh, Bill says, Audio Galaxy was fun because it was a proto Spotify, aka you download this album, try this genre. Yes. Yeah, mix CDs. Yo, what up, Big Joe? Good to see you, my friend. Uh, TZ says, if you had iTunes Match, it would retroactively make some of your illegal downloads legal and better quality. Really? I don't even remember what computer I had when I was doing that. Like I've like so many computers all, and you know what? This is another thing I've realized that I think I killed more computers flooding it with music. There was this I remember I had like a couple of external hard drives that I just kind of like dumped onto my main. And then, when scratch disk is full, you know, our song of ice and fire, scratch disk is full. And I'm like, where what happened? I had like gigs of space here, and then it's all music. And since then, on my computers, I don't download music anymore. Like, what's the point? I don't have any music on my computer. That's cool too. Yeah. Duke says, Miss Pandora, that site introduced me to so much music and bands that I never would have found otherwise. How else are you going to hear about Chumbawamba? All right, before I run out of time, and I thought this was interesting. I thought I had a part two to this, but I think I was also going to ask who still feels the need to have CDs. Like in my car, I still have my CD book, and I love taking one of those things out and putting it in and listening to exactly what I wanted to listen to, and not like, my car is old, so I don't have like Sirius FM and all that stuff. But that was interesting. So, all right, before we run out of time, I want to make sure that we get a Suze pose in. Suze Ringo, report to the dance floor. Suze, are you in attendance? Billy Bob says, for me, not music, but films on DVD or Blu-ray is really important. Yes. Yes. CDs forever. But also in video game world, and I don't know if any of you guys have gone through this. Have you ever suffered from disc rot? You might need to see your urologist if you suffer from disc rot. If you've ever like lost CDs in the trunk of your car and found them, and it's like the salmon skin is flaked off, or basically the coating on the CD is wearing away, and then there's nothing but that plastic coaster left. That's real. And there was a fear going through. I think it was Sega Dreamcast games that they were susceptible to disc rot, and I think it was just fear mongering because I never saw anything that made that true. But keep your stuff in a cool, dry place. All right, we'll get it next time. Yeah, this is what I wanted to hear. Joe says, "Screw iTunes. I bricked my iPod, and since then I've had multiple accounts over the years with one credit account paying for it all. I have tangible music, records, 45s, tapes, CDs. Get the album, single, CD, and tape." Oh, I had a car that had the aux. I had the aux cable, and I think that was a big thing with young people. Yo, give me the aux, bruv. Yo, whoever gets the aux cord, he's the DJ for the car trip. No corniness. Duke says, I like CDs, pause. Granted, now that I'm a real adult with actual money, I've been building a vinyl collection. So yeah, I like physical media. Me too. Sorry. Jared D says, I make 3 copies of every CD, FLAC, MP3, and WAVE to make sure I never lose a tunes. You're a completist. I love it. How'd your DS cartridges stop working? Are they dirty? Like, do you rub 91% alcohol across the teeth of it? I love my DS. That was one of my favorite handhelds. Shogun says also ripping a disc to keep the original in good shape and not where it's easily stolen. Because that was also a thing when people started getting those CD books, and everybody threw away their cases to put them in the sleeves, right? And then it's kind of like, bro, I really wish I didn't throw those cases away. And even probably worse, when everybody started ripping their CDs to put them on an iPod, and then your iPod battery died. And I peeped that from the beginning. I was like, can you change the battery in an iPod? And they're like, no, you can't. What do you mean you can't change the battery? So ever since then, I've been off brand, and a lot of you guys know this. I had a BlackBerry. I had several Blackberries. I had an iPod Touch. I really enjoyed that. Pause, but I didn't. I never just got like an iPod proper. I had one of the, I forget what those were called, the little Johns that you could clip to your jacket. I used to take that to the gym. I forgot, was that the, I can't remember, but it only had enough space to put like a playlist on it, and there wasn't a lot of storage. The Nano, was that it? But I always had off-brand MP3 things. I didn't have a Zoom, but like I remember there was this brand that used to make the computer speakers, not Logitech, maybe Logitech, and they were making these MP3 things that were like as big as a brick that had like a couple of gigs of storage before that was the thing, and I was like, I'm rocking with this because I know I can change it out if I have to. Yo, where's the professor? ID says dual cassette decks changed my life. Yes, yes, yes. Man. Spectac. Hello. Everybody loves Spectacular Umbreon. Always keep those cases. I love it. Oh, Plex. Yo, I gotta stop this show. But yo, Plex is what's up. Duke says, I will say that I've been converted to buying movies digitally, but I make sure I have a copy on my Plex server just in case Amazon or whatever decides to claim I don't own any of it. Yeah, that's gonna happen one of these days. The shuffle. That's what it was. It was like a little joint with a clip. Thank you. That was it. I do too. Yo, July is over. Now that it's August, it's still July when Julian enters the chat. What up, bro? Good to see you. Man, I gotta wrap this up. I've been running my mouth. I got all this coffee left, so I guess we're in overtime. Guys, I hope you enjoyed Coffee Break with JN. I hope you enjoyed the love that I bring to the internet. We've been doing this for a long time, yo. Um, July, we're talking. July, you got to catch up, bro. We're talking about killing your computer, downloading viruses from Napster and LimeWire. I'm glad that we could help, Joe. Oh, I forgot about that. He says I have CDs from bands I can't find online at all. Old local bands and such. Back in the aughts, I would rip CDs at bar from the library. Got a lot of good stuff that way. I totally remember that. And if y'all ain't going to your public library, you're missing out because they got a lot of like fresh stuff in there. Some of them are video games, like, and a lot of the stuff they even have like ebook stuff. Like there's a whole portal where you can just like use your library card number to like borrow free like audiobooks. Y'all missing out. Taking it to the streets. I love it. But yeah, man, I'm really glad that we're able to do this. We're going on years and years of this interaction. TZ says, I got Kindle versions of books from my library all the time, in comics, and actually in comics too. That's fantastic. But guys, I better wrap it. Which dude will you be? Yeah, ID says, so disappointed when cars stopped coming with CD players. And would you kind of like take the guts out of your console and put in a CD player? You know what, one thing, and I talked about this a couple months ago, I would go to the local thrift store and just go right to the CD wall. It's just like, I was getting jewels out of there. I said at one point, I was in there and I was just picking these titles off the wall, and it was almost like the stuff that I bought or I would have bought, at Tower Records is all in a line. It's like future Jamar just turned in all his CDs, and now present Jamar is picking them back up. But yeah, there was like Blue Note pieces in there. Best of Al Green. Like, come on, bro. And it was $1. IYK, you know. ID says Warner Brothers. Yo, if you see the cops, Warner Brother. Pressed a ton of bad DVDs that are off Friday. Holy crap. My uncle had a T-shirt with that on it. Yo, I'll be sure for yo. That's a sure shot hit. All right, you guys. I haven't done my ID. I'm going to do that on the way out. But let's talk facts here. Um, we all know that I have a book coming out, right? Let's not forget that. Leon Worst Friends Forever is coming out. It's on the way. It's on the way. Quentin's on his way. That's for you, ID. Leon's on his way, and October can't get here soon enough, you guys. It can't get here soon enough because what? I didn't even do an unboxing, you guys. Look what I have in the studio. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Danger. Look at the UV hit. Leon Worst Friends Forever is not on the streets yet, but it's coming. There's no pause. This is kid stuff. We're not doing that. And I'm very excited about this, you guys. I'm so proud of this work. I'm proud of this book. Oh, I smell. New book smell is better than new car smell. And I can't make these books a success without you. I'm so excited that you guys have been pre-ordering Leon Worst Friends Forever. Thank you, Val. So excited about this coming out, you guys. I hope you eat it up. There is a hardcover and a soft cover. Yes. The UCP. No, this is it. They didn't do galleys for this one. This is it. I don't have a poster. I'm gonna make one though. I have to make a banner because I always have a banner in my book. So I have one for extraordinary. I'm gonna do one for this. But let's not get lost in the details. The details are is that I still need you guys to get out, and my street team. I need you to get out there and spread the word. Tell them, run, tell that Leon Works for Friends Forever is on the way. You need to cop it. You need to get it for your shorty, for the kids down at the elementary school. Go to the barber shop and go like, yo, I'm gonna just leave these 2 books here for y'all. And they're gonna be like, what? Yo, good looking out. Yes. The world is gonna change again October 1st. And that's right. The pause team, pound the pavement team, and we're gonna do it again. But it's so exciting, you guys, to have this next to this, next to this. Yo, I have a flashing light in my studio. This is nothing is impossible. I've been telling y'all that for years. I'm a living testament of that. I'm never going to say, if I could do it, you could do it, because I don't know if you could do it. I don't even know if I could do it. But I believe that nothing is impossible. I believe that if you push hard enough, stuff happens. Sometimes I wake up and I have make things happen days. I wake up and I put my feet on the floor and go, all right, we got to make something happen today. That's right. So thank you so much for your support. Get out there, lead the charge, spread the word. And there'll be more to come. I'll be on tour. I just came back from Illinois last week. Had a fantastic time there at. Let me see if I can find the banner. Where is it? Maybe I won't find it. I was at Kidapalooza in Naperville, Illinois. It was like Secret Wars for authors. There were 70 children's book authors in a high school, and luckily they didn't like chain the door closed or anything. But we had 2 days of just like interacting with educators and families and kids and having signings, and it was amazing. It was like author summer camp. It was amazing. Dan Santat gave and Ming Lei gave the keynote. Fantastic. But there's more of this in the future. I'll be updating my website as it gets closer to the fall with tour dates. And that's all I got. Please support your people. Yeah, right. Thank you, Spectac. We're out here doing the work, right? And people are watching. So if you have stuff that you keep putting off, stop putting it off. Sit down and start. Get it started. Get it out into the world. Because it doesn't count until you do it. So do it. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to wrap this up. I had a great time talking to you. I'm tired because, we have deadlines and I've been traveling and I'm not sleeping. But we must press on. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, there's more of it on my Patreon. I've been telling y'all that for 3 years. Join the Patreon. There's stuff you're never going to see on this side. 109 episodes of It Ain't Hard to Tell. The last one just dropped with me and Mike Hawthorne. All quality content. Tell them Duke. Tell them Shogun. And there's always something else on the hopper. The sneak peeks. I think I showed. I showed something to the Patreons like weeks before I showed anybody else. What are you waiting for? All right, guys. I did a lot of overtime. Thank you, guys. Yes. Alone. Yeah, we did. This is good overtime. Thank you. Good night, you guys. All right, you guys. Let's wrap this up. I'm going to do ID and we're going to get out of here. Yes, Patreon chat. There's so much good stuff. Let's say goodnight, John Boy. Thank you so much. I'm going to allot like 10 minutes from the past because I'm doing that intro. We didn't really get started till like 10 after. Thank you guys so much. Don't leave yet. I got to do my ID. You know what happens. Guys, you've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. Philadelphia's favorite son, 07 commander, the administrator of this facility with so many names. One of my favorites is John Cena. Yo, where's Ronaldo? I just realized he wasn't here. John Voight. Your friendly neighborhood Grand Poobah of indie comics. And your internet best friend. Oh, I can't forget. And also the captain of the ship, Jean-Luc Picard. There are 4 Johns. I'm out of my mind, you guys. What happened here tonight? Thank you. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with your best buds, your groupies, and JN, the ringleader of this ragtag group of ne'er-do-wells. And you watch me drink a cup of coffee, man. How do I have coffee left? Drink a cup of coffee or rub my mouth. Now that I'm out of coffee. See you in a fortnight.